2 nodes to that thing. It's just kind of annoying. So we have to have these sets. And maybe I'm wrong, maybe I'm right. But it's just kind of annoying. You gotta do stuff like this. Alright, so the input color, let's just go ahead and make that like green for input. Output color, let's just set that to red. And the repulse color, we're going to set to, let's just set it to purple. Actually, it's kind of an input. Let me set it to teal. Alright, so there we see our input and we see our output. So let's say use box and the width is like that. I think the width we need to actually allow it the slider to make it a little bit bigger. So let's give it like a 30,000 sort of limit here for these things. So we click on this, we can just do. Alright, that's looking like it's working out pretty decently. Like we're able to add our objects. Like let's go ahead and add like a repulse object over here. Right, repulse, we're going to be like repulsor. Set this thing to like a wide radius. Let's just screw this up. You can see all these particles just getting them all sorts of messed up. Let's see if we can play around with this a little bit. Yeah, all these water particles are getting pushed out. It's so strong. It's just blowing all these things away. Just like, get the hell out of here. Well, that's cool. So we got all this stuff set up like that. And what we can do actually now, if we've got our actual objects here, we can add one to our waterfall object. Kind of like if we go to our waterfall blueprint, we go open the blueprint editor for it, we've got these two things. So what I can do maybe is add like a child actor to this. Yeah, we can add a child actor. Yeah, let's check it out, see how it works. And we can add a water sphere child actor. Oops, that's not correct at all. Ah. And this water object is alright, so this is an input. Name is waterfall in. Size wrong button. Oops. Let's see. This will be water input. And this is going to be a output sphere right up here. So let's compile and save that and see if it works. Well, theoretically, that's colliding. Let's go see what's actually going on with it. We have 5 actors with this tag. Alright, so did anything actually collide with it? Yeah, we got the output. And we got an input. So what was going on with this? So let's see, we got this calculate paths. Oh no. Well, say goodbye to that. God, that's got to be the most annoying bug so far with Visual Studio and those vectors, is the TRAs, because if the TRA init like just lags, just you're waiting for like 5 minutes for it to just step over it. It's like, God, what a piece of garbage. Alright, if we construct our static flow field, we go in here to calculate the paths, and we're calculating the path from WFO input, this is test input, to, alright, well, looks like our map is screwed up. Yeah, it's screwed up, so we can get rid of that. Let's take a look at our blueprint editor, our blueprint for this thing. And it's still all set up there. Interesting how the water input has all these like things on it, but this water output doesn't have anything? Like, why doesn't it? So let's see. We calculate our paths. We are going from waterfall in to sinkhole. And of course we're going to lock up the editor again, because god damn it. Hello, the former CC. What do I need it for? I'm not sure where you're at. What do we need all this data for? For the water? That's so we can, you know, figure out where our water is going to go. Finding path. Alright, so are we actually going to find the path or not? Found path is true. Alright, so add it to the paths. So supposedly we successfully added this to our paths. I must have been doing something else wrong then, because now it's working. Alright, awesome, awesome. So when we slap down these waterfalls, they will automatically have these objects that interact with this stuff, and when we hit play, those objects are there in the editor. Let me just make a whoops. Goodbye all of everything in that Chrome window, including Twitch chat. Alright, there we go. That's back. So we got all that working. Let's make a cook build, a shipping build real quick. Let's see. Where is that? It's package project for Windows 32-bit. So this shouldn't take long because it failed. Cannot open automation tools DLL. Okay, yeah, so we have to disconnect. I always forget this. If you want to do a shipping build, you got to disconnect your Visual Studio, which, if you didn't know you could do that, you totally can under debug detach from process. It can be pretty handy if you didn't know that already. So it doesn't take long to cook this stuff out, and then I'll run it, and I just want to verify that these things get removed in the editor-only build. I mean the non-editor build. And I could throw some logic in there, so if you actually hit like play or some crap, that these things get hidden. So we'll just cook this thing out. What is this? Okay, Dashkin map utils 494 and 464. .494 and 464, so 94 is here. Ooh, yeah, that's kind of a nasty. We should do something like this. That's what you get for reading warnings and logs. You can see if you screwed something up. Same thing with 60 and 47. Alright, so 60 and 47. In which file though? Movement utils? Alright, movement utils. Let's go to that. So there's 60 and 47. Oh, it's the hit here. So let's open this up and fix it. Let's call this hit results. And is this even used? I guess not, so it just doesn't matter. And we had another one in here. This was test position on movement utils, 438. Movement object, sorry. .438 and 355. So 355. Alright. We'll have to double check that I didn't screw up the movement with some of this. Anyway, let's pop open that test build I just made. Those objects don't get cooked out? But I clicked the button that said get rid of them in a non-editor build. You lie. You lie, Unreal. Alright, let's go in and take another look at that. But I think that's kind of the way that Adam and I are going to be working successfully together on Unreal stuff, as I put together these complicated things, which kind of like that waterfall that just kind of takes care of itself, right? Like it's going to have the outputs into like a river or a lake or whatever the hell's under it, just automatically there. So if he throws it on there and then throws an outflow with the waterfall on it, it'll just kind of work. You know, he won't have to screw around with 2 million things, hopefully. What is this crap? Oh, yeah, it can't build because the editor is already running. Man, that makes sense. So I guess we'll have to read about this editor-only stuff, because obviously this editor-only stuff is a big fat liar. Or there's something that I need to check that isn't getting carried over by the blueprint or something like that, because we saw both of those objects in there. I guess it's on a per component basis, and what we were leaving behind is probably the component in there inside of this test water flow object. The static mesh is editor only, needs to be compiled and saved. Let's open up this blueprint for the waterfall. I mean, we have is editor only is available inside of these things. So I mean, maybe we have to set those on the component level as well. Let's give it a shot. Let's save that out and detach our Visual Studio and rebuild that thing. And this should take almost no time because it's pretty much already done. Though it did have to rebuild a few things because we fixed some of those warnings. So I'm going to watch this and see if anything pops up in the logs I need to fix. And we probably should have some sort of arrow on these things to be like the outflow direction arrow or something like that. We'll get there. We'll get there. Alright, so that's built out. Let's take a look at it. Yeah, and it looks like I cooked them out. So that's excellent. So we can do so. Shit. Well, there we go. We're just gonna fall through space and time. That's probably a good place to end it. So I think I'm gonna call it for right here. And I think we did well today. Got a whole bunch of cool stuff done. We got the objects hooked up there. All the stuff hooked up. improved a lot of the systems. And was it just like a rock over here that was missing? This is fucking funny. Let me go see where that is. Did I like remove a rock? Or one of these rocks is not like the others? Yeah, this rock has no collision on it. There's just one rock here. The fucking troll rock that I put in. I probably was messing around with the collision map stuff. What the hell happened there? We got stuck inside of everything. Alright, well that probably has to do with the quote-unquote warnings that I fixed. So let's just go revert those warnings real quick. So we had that fixed. And we had supposedly this fixed. Game looks cool? Well, thank you, former CC, but we are not even close to we put basically a halt on a lot of the actual game part of the game while we're getting the visual look down, so we're not even close to having it playable, etc. I'm wondering what's going on with that big rock over on the left. Was it that I never actually tried running straight into it? Because I'm pretty sure I had. Oh, he's just running up the side of it so damn fast that it looks all freaked out. So it's not actually, it's some tuning stuff with the movement. It's probably more that some of the movement code got changed for Bitey when Adam was messing around with stuff, and that's just a little bit different, and that's all that's going on. Oh yeah, some of the effects I was playing around with in the lake and grass. Well, which ones were recognizable that you saw? Like was it the reflections and stuff like that that weren't working with planar, the shadows not working with planar reflections and all that sort of stuff? The light bleed and all that? Yeah. Yeah. Let me see, what is abduction? I'll have to Google that real quick. Abduction is an adventure video game developed by Cyan Worlds. It's considered a spiritual successor to previous games Mist and Riven. Well, that's cool. Yeah, I think the momentum just got tweaked a little bit higher, and that's why we got stuff. We have it so basically Bitey can climb up like vertical slopes right now with the movement code, and that's really just like, that's fine. That's not actually a bug. That's just like our tuning says like you can totally do that, which it looks like crap because his sprite isn't actually rotating to like the wall or something. But we're not going to have that in there later, so I'm just making sure I didn't add like some super stupid bug. And then I can actually slow down and stop, and I'm not actually embedded into the frickin' wall. Alright, so what I want to know is if we're playing the level, I need like begin play or something else on these to hide these objects real quick. So like on begin play of this actor, we're going to need to hide itself. The super crawl, yeah, that's because Adam's got like his levels, he didn't set the time dilation properly on the level, so the frame time is actually locked at like a super low simulated frame rate. So he's like moving like as in Molasses Land, and like he's tuning stuff there. so when you play in a level that actually has like an unlocked frame rate that's correct, it looks like all sorts of crap. I'll eventually tell Adam that he's working in like a completely fake environment, but I gotta see like if he can recognize that. Alright, so we want to take this water object and we want to do begin play and we want to hide ourselves. Let's go to event graph and let's do get owner. Well, which thing should we get? Just like the static mesh? Set visible. Set ourselves to invisible. Let's see what happens if we do this. Yeah, there we go. Totally works. Awesome. So I think that's good to go. Have you told him that? No. We'll see if he realizes he's in Taco Land. Alright, well I think that's everything that I'm going to do today, so I'm going to wrap it up here. So we'll just run around with Bitey doing his thing. Let's actually throw down some mushrooms. We can put mushrooms on top of mushrooms. And we can climb our tower of mushrooms. Ah, no, they're not big enough. I can't do it. We did it! We climbed the tower of mushroom. Alright, cool. That's it for me today. So thanks for sticking around, and I hope everybody has a good one. And I'm going to go do things that do not involve staying in this basement. Actually, I'm completely lying. I'm going to do other things in this basement. Like read funny posts on the internet and look at cat pictures. That sounds like a reasonable plan. So I will see you guys later, so have a good